So Dragon Ball Super episode 70 was so much fun to watch, and I wanted to hit you guys with a little bonus Easter egg video. There aren't going to be that many Easter eggs in this one like there were last week, and I'm not going to do these Easter egg videos for every episode, but there were still some fun things I picked up on in this episode that I think might help raise your enjoyment of this episode and maybe even enlighten you on some things that you may not have known. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is, of course, Yamcha as a baseball player. Now, you're going to have people, of course, who are going to say, oh, well, that wasn't in the manga, that wasn't canon. I don't like having canon debates because 90% of the people who use the word canon in the community have no idea what they're talking about. But one thing you need to understand is that even though Yamcha playing baseball was not in the manga, the concept and the idea of Yamcha as a baseball player came directly from the mind of series creator Akira Toriyama, who sent his notes over to Toei in a memo. So again, this is another example of something that is not explicitly in the original manga, but it is from the mind of Toriyama. Just because we don't see it in the manga does not mean it's not theoretically possible, and this right here is evidence that it is indeed beyond theoretically possible. And in this episode, which as far as we know, Toriyama wasn't really involved in this particular episode, they still reference this. And of course they reference the fact that Bulma even says that Yamcha was only good at baseball. So moving forward, speaking of playing baseball, we see Gohan, of course, play baseball in Dragon Ball Z when he first gets to high school, but the episode on Super implies that he doesn't really remember the rules, and that was a lot of years ago, so I don't really blame him for that. But the episode really implies that the only people who have actually played baseball are Gohan and Yamcha in this episode. Then you've also got what Champa said about Gohan, where he said, "You're pretty tough, aren't you?" This is another example of Toei trying to screw around with the Gohan fans, trying to make people think. I've already seen people tweet at me saying, oh, Champa, said nice things about Gohan. He put over Gohan. What does this mean? We don't know if Toei's actually going to bring Gohan back into prominence, but that is very cool that the God of Destruction said that about Gohan. And Gohan did survive a baseball thrown by a Super Saiyan Blue Goku, so yeah, I would say he's pretty damn strong. Now, the big Easter egg that people were wondering about is this little guy right here, the Bumblebee Man or the Fly Man. I've had all kinds of people hit me up like, who is this guy? Well, much like Dragon Ball Super episode 69, he is indeed from Dr. Slump. This character is named Bubibinman, which translates to Buzzing Man. He's pretty much a superhero from the Dr. Slump manga and the Dr. Slump anime. And I'm not going to get into his entire backstory, but he pretty much came to Penguin Village trying to replace Sour Man as the protector of Penguin Village. There's a whole crop of superheroes in Dr. Slump that I may or may not do videos of. It depends on the interest from the community. So let me know in the comments if you want more videos about this kind of stuff. But pretty much, Bubibinman actually eats shit in the Dr. Slump. This is, I'm sorry, it's just, Toriyama's out of his damn mind. And of course, Bubibinman actually does make a cameo appearance in Dragon Ball when Goku arrives in Penguin Village. And of course, the last Easter egg from this episode is the Yamcha, getting safe on the plate, but he's in the same fetal position that he was in when the Saibai-Man blew himself up in Dragon Ball Z. Or you can call him Saiba-Man if you're going by the dub, but Saibai-Man's the Japanese name for the character, which Saibai translates to cultivate. So those of you who didn't know that, the word Saibai means cultivate, which is why in the Viz manga they call the Saibai-Men the cultivars. It's kind of like their translation of it. Regardless, you know the scene. It's very famous. It's been featured in Dokkan. It's been featured in various... They even have a toy of it. I did a video about the dead Yamcha toy. So the fact they brought that back, dude, it's almost like Toei is so self-aware of the character of Yamcha. So that's all I got for you as far as Easter eggs go. I hope this video helped teach you some stuff about Dragon Ball. That's what I do here on Geekdom 101, putting in research from many, many years of being just a historian and a lover of Dragon Ball, as I'm sure most of you are as well. Thank you so much for watching this video. Check out some of the other content we have on the channel. I upload every day. Subscribe if you haven't. Like the video for certain if you liked it. I'll talk to you guys later on.